All right. Hello, everybody. My name is Anthony Quintela, and first I would like to say Happy Thanksgiving to all of you lovely people out there. And yep, today was a lovely day for Thanksgiving Day because I've hang out with my families and my friends, and and tell me in the comments down below what are you thankful for, and I'm thankful for my family, my kids, my little sister, or my sister, my little son, my older son. I'm thankful for all of that, and I'm also thankful for the popular people that I loved and will always love forever, which is one of my favorite singers of all time, Michael Jackson. I'm very thankful for what he have did in the past, and I will always appreciate what he done. And I am also thankful for most of the people that I loved and looked up to, which is also the Beatles. And this is a topic to this video, which is gonna be really different than the other videos. But wait, hold on. Just I'm gonna check just in case it. Oh, okay, okay. Sorry, I was just checking for the video quality if it was going a little blurry. But so this topic was not only the Thanksgiving video, but I'm also gonna be talking about how did I became the Beatles fan. And yes, it first traced back from when I first watched Forrest Gump. And let me tell you guys, girls, I love Forrest Gump. It's such a good storytelling about a man who was able to run and became popular. I love the story behind it. And it had Tom Hanks, one of my favorite actors of all times, who never made a single bad movie. That's what I love about him. He's a really good actor. I respect him with all what he done. And I guess when it showed John Lennon in that one scene, it showed John Lennon from the Beatles. When it showed him, I was very interested to see what happened to him because as soon as the story was telling him, like when Tom Hanks was saying in the background, saying like, one day later he was shot. And when I was just like, oh man, I just wanted to like, I was just like so interested to see what happened. I was just like, I was just wanted to get into like John Lennon from the Beatles group, and I love that. I love John Lennon and Paul McCartney, George Harrison, and Ringo Starr, and also Pete Best, who's both Ringo Starr and Pete Best are both the drummers, I believe. I believe was I believe I may be wrong, but was Pete Best? I think was Pete Best. Was he replaced from Ringo Starr? I forgot, but I do know Pete Best and Ringo Starr are both the drummers. I know that, but yeah, but I first became the Beatles fan is not only because I saw Forrest Gump and I saw John Lennon and how invested and how interested I wanted to get into, but I've also got it from my father because my father was a big fan of the Beatles and also a Michael Jackson fan. Which how are you not a? Of course, how can anyone not love Michael Jackson or the Beatles, huh? But yeah, but I love the Beatles. I've always loved them. I never hated on them. I never did. And ever since my first album I've ever listened to from the Beatles was Abbey Road. I believe it's Abbey Road. I believe the very first album I've ever listened to was Abbey Road actually. And because like the first song I've ever heard from the Beatles was actually a cover from the B movie, you know, Here Comes the Sun from the Abbey Road album. And yeah, I mean, I know it's a cover, but I actually listen to the original version. I actually like it more than the cover itself because I mean, and the second time I listened to the Beatles was a covered again. I mean, no. Actually, the second time I listened to the Beatles was actually no. Actually, the first time I ever listened to the Beatles was actually yeah. It was actually the first time listening to the Beatles was actually "Here Comes the Sun" cover from the B movie, which at first I didn't know that was a cover when I was younger. But when I got older, however, I looked up because I was looking up like who did the because I was like listening to the Beatles songs, and when it showed up the title "Here Comes the Song" from the Abbey Road, I was like, oh, so it must have been the cover. They did a cover of it. And the second time I've listened to the Beatles was John Lennon himself. That John Lennon made his own songs. They were split. Sadly, that they were split later. And hands down, no comparisons. Well, actually, there's other John Lennon songs that he made that are really good and great, catchy. I love them, and I can memorize the lyrics, and it's really fun to listen to when you're alone by yourself. Stuff like that. And yeah, I love the Beatles and the Beatles and Paul McCartney himself. Like before he made his own music albums. Yeah, and yeah, stuff like that. Like Paul McCartney and John Lennon both made their own separate, songs after their split. I think it was after their split, I believe. Sorry, I'm not the biggest fan of the Beatles. I'm about to be a fan. I'm about to be the biggest fan. I just need to learn more about their their life, like their aftermath of what happened to the split. Because I do know so far, I know that Ringo Starr, I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think Ringo Starr is the first person to ever left the Beatles during the White Album sessions that he left, and then he returned shortly after that, which he felt bad, I believe. I could be wrong, but yeah, I've been becoming the Beatles fan ever since I was a younger, since I became younger, because I mean, when I first watched Forrest Gump, that's what made me like the Beatles more, because I was so like interested about John Lennon, just because he was like my fault, because like when we first time watched the Beatles, I was like, John Lennon, and then and I asked my father a little questions because I was a little bit younger. I was like my early teens, and I was like, who's John Lennon? And I mean, I was like, what does he did in his life before he got shot? And then my father was like, well, he was the singer of the Beatles group, he was the singer of the Beatles group, like, and he also was married to Yoko Ono before his assassination. And I was like, oh, that's interesting, because like I love the story behind like a person's life, like John Lennon and Paul McCartney, and like the Beatles. I loved it. It's really interesting. If you're not a Beatles fan, go ahead and check out John Lennon, and go ahead. If you're not a Beatles fan, then check out their music. They're really fun to listen to when you're alone by yourself. And let me tell you, if you ever been picked on by listening to the Beatles, then yeah, that person has no taste in music, and they're not gonna go nowhere in life because they don't listen to good music. They always listen to modern music that they don't appreciate what music was back then. Because I never been picked on just because of the music that I listen to. I never been picked on. I was because most of the people that I've run into was like people that ask me, "What do you listen to?" And I said I listen to Michael Jackson, the Beatles, and they appreciate me, and that's mostly what I got. And yeah, but so far the albums that I know so far from the Beatles is the White Album, Help album, Rubber Soul, Magical. I forgot what was the first name, but it's Magical Tour album. I forgot what was the first part of it. I forgot what was the first name. I know it's Magical Tour, something like that. Rubber Soul, Let It Be, Abbey Road, and Yellow Submarine. So far, I'm knowing a bunch of albums from the Beatles. I've been listening to them ever since I've been so interested from Forrest Gump, and I've loved that movie so much that I don't even know how anyone not loved that. Because I never run into a person who disliked Forrest Gump. I never did. I never did, which is good. Because I mean, I know, because I know it's a person's opinion of why would he say he doesn't dislike it. I know we should definitely respect a person's opinion for whatever they, let's say they dislike a movie that you like. Respect their opinion because it's their own opinion. If they don't like it, then they don't like it. And if they like the movie, and if you dislike, let's say a movie that you don't like, let's say if you dislike Son of the Mask, sorry I brought this up, but if you dislike that movie, and if that person likes it, are you gonna kill him? No, you should respect that person's opinion for whatever reasons, because like my parents have the different opinions on anything, on the songs, movies, and everything. They're not the same intelligence, or we don't have the same brains as they do. We're not the same people as them. You should always respect a person's opinion. If you dislike a movie that a person likes, respect them. At least respect that person. At least give them a reason. Like, so what was your favorite? Say, like, if you say, did you like the movie, and they say yes, and then say, oh, what was your favorite part? Just ask them like nicely, gentle, but don't ask them like why, like not in an angry way. At least ask them like, oh, what was your favorite part of the movie? Like, you loved it, stuff like that. Because my honest opinion, because I know my parents sometimes, most of the times, they they got different opposites of opinions on movies. Let's say my parents it's like because like Little Nicky the movie, me and my dad enjoyed the movie. I mean, it's not the best movie Adam Sandler has done, but it's funny. It's up. It's a little up there. It's pretty good. But my mom disliked it because the hideous face that she didn't enjoy, and the screechy baby laugh. That can get a little annoying. That's what you have to go through the movies. But I would not hate on her just for what she says. I respect her opinion. At least give her the reasons why you dislike the movie. At least not if not every movies are perfect. Not every movies are perfect. Stuff like that, and like stuff like that, and yeah. So I became the Beatles fan, and not only I've been becoming the Beatles fan ever since I saw the Forrest Gump, and I've just listened to the Beatles recently. I just listened to the Beatles, which was the Help album. I was listening to it, the whole album. I was about to plan on doing that because one time I listened to the whole album. One time, I think it was actually yesterday. Actually, yesterday or no, 2 days ago. 2 days ago, I listened to the whole Help album, and I loved it. I loved pretty much all the what the Beatles done, and pretty much I'm starting to becoming a fan. So I'm not a biggest fan of the Beatles like Michael Jackson because I'm a biggest fan of Michael Jackson. Like I know like pretty much all the songs that he made, and also the unreleased songs that Michael Jackson has made before his death. But and I also may be doing a video again about the Michael Jackson's "Get Your Weight Off of Me" song again, like an update about like they add like a little bit of a snippet again to a part of the song because I just listened to it recently, like this, or I listened to it and I'm planning on doing the update video. I might probably do it since this is a channel for Michael Jackson, the Beatles, and gaming videos. So yeah, so I love the Beatles. I love John Lennon. I love Paul McCartney. I love all the members from the Beatles group, including George Harrison and Ringo Starr. And also rest in peace to John Lennon, and George Harrison, because John Lennon passed away in 1980. That's sad because that was before Michael Jackson became great, like well known from the Thriller album. Well, I mean, it's sad that he got assassinated by a guy named Mark. He got If you guys want to know who killed the man and shot that man, John Lennon, it was Mark David Chapman, and I don't think he's still. I think he's still alive still, but he's still in jail. I'm glad he's still in jail, but he's not gonna live long. I'll tell you that he's not gonna live long, and it's sad. Because I know that whatever John Lennon's watching me, as if it's like his ghost is watching us or something, I I I loved him at the bottom of my heart. I know many because I love John Lennon as much as you love John Lennon and other people that passed away, George Harrison too. Because George Harrison, if you don't know, when did he die? He actually died immediately when I was here. I was like around that time, but I was really young too. But he passed away in 2001, craziest year ever. But yeah, he passed away from a lung cancer, I believe. Because John Lennon was 40 years old, right? But I think George Harrison was actually older, actually, which I'm glad he lived a little older than John Lennon. I'm glad he get a chance to got older. At least he's survived. Paul McCartney and Ringo Starr so far the only people are alive still, I believe. I believe so far the only people that I know more, Paul McCartney and Ringo Starr so far, the people that I know are still around today. They're still around. They're still alive. Paul McCartney made new music in Egypt Station, which came out 2 months ago, which is September. The album is pretty much underrated. I apologize, guys and girls, that the video got cut off a little bit. It's because my camera battery went low, and I had to charge it. And okay, what I was trying to talk about is Paul McCartney's new album. Wait, hold on, let me test it out just in case, because I think I got the wrong setup. Wait, hold on. There we go. Okay, so back to the Paul McCartney subject about the Egypt Station. So he made that album recently, which it became underrated. What I meant to say, and the songs are kind of underrated. But I mean, for most people who are the Paul McCartney and the Beatles fans are gonna listen to this album no matter what. And I listened to the album, and here's what I think: the album is good, but it may not be the best because I mean, like I know most people hated the Caesar Rock song, which I can understand why they hated that song. Which me, I didn't really like enjoy it too much, but it's an okay song because most people like because I know most people didn't like. Let's say most people were mixed like and dislikes to the fuh you. Like I'm not that doesn't mean I curse. It's FUHU. I'm gonna spell it out so you can see it. But yeah, most people liked it and most people disliked it. Me, I put it as a mix. It's okay. It's not the best part of the album because I may do like a review of the album. Maybe who knows? But yeah, but oh yeah, to George Harrison's death. He passed away, and I believe it was around in his 50s. He was like 58, I believe, or 53. He was 58 years old, I believe. He had a lung cancer. Died in 2001, where I was here still, and like um yeah, John Lennon died at the age of 40. He died from a someone shot him, which was Mark David Chapman, which that dude does not he deserves a torture for what he has done. I mean, no beating or torture does not is never the answer. But oh yeah, there's another album that actually no, that's the album. That's what I got it. Like remember I said Magical Tour before, Magical Mystery Tour. That's what it was. It's Magical Mystery Tour. That's what it was. Sorry, I got it mixed up because there was this one word that has the M in it too. I forgot what it was. It was Magical Mystery Tour. That's what it was. And there's the other albums that I listen to are, I mean, I am familiar with the Beatles, the past members 1 and 2, I believe. I'm actually remember I saw the cover of them with the Beatles. Please, please me. Yes, what I'm saying is the albums, the names, and Revolver, by the way. And yeah, so far I'm starting to becoming a biggest, not the biggest Beatles fan, but I'm on that subject, you know. See, just trying to see if the video's going. Okay, good. But sorry the video got cut off because the battery's low and I had to charge it so it can work perfectly again. But anyway, that's how I became the Beatles fan. It's because I've got for the first time watching Forrest Gump, I was so and like I was interested of John Lennon and the Beatles because my father told me because since he wasn't shocked when I asked him a question like who's John Lennon because I was younger and I saw Forrest Gump and it was a good movie. I loved it. Even though when I'm getting older, I know the movie's old. I still love it. Old but gold. That's what I always say all the time. But after I asked my father who's John Lennon is, and he's telling me like he was the singer of the Beatles before they were split from the band because due to a couple of problems they had back then, stuff like that, stuff like that. What he was saying, because I don't remember exactly what it said, but then he actually showed me one of the songs that John Lennon did. Like he showed me Imagine song, and I loved the song so much. When I first listened to it, it was so good. I loved it. And yeah, and he showed me the Beatles songs and Paul McCartney's songs and stuff like that. He showed me a bunch of good. He showed me some good stuff on the Beatles songs, and I was planning on after I'm done getting the Michael Jackson albums, I was planning on getting the Beatles album since I'm starting to love the Beatles more. After I'm done becoming like getting the Beatles albums, I'm gonna start becoming an Elvis Presley fan because I'm not a big Elvis Presley fan. I mean, I know most of his songs. I know Suspicious Minds, Heartbreak Hotel. No, not the Jacksons version. Um, a Little Less Conversation. Hound Dog. Um, what's that other one? Jailhouse Rock. So far, I'm knowing his songs, but I don't really know his albums that much. But I'm on there. I love Elvis Presley. I'm not like the big fan. I am sort of like a fan, but stuff like that. And yeah, I rest in peace to John Lennon and George Harrison. I miss them. They passed away. I mean, George Harrison was actually older and he lived a little bit more. He lived longer, which is good, and stuff like that. And that's how I became the Beatles fan. My father, I got it from mostly. Became the Beatles fan from not only because of the movie, but from my father. I appreciate him. But yeah, my parents when I was really young, my parents showed me Michael Jackson songs because like at the year when he died, I know this is a different subject, but it's a similar to this video. Well, like when I was young and I didn't know too much about Michael Jackson. I actually know most of his songs, right? Like, cause like I was a little bit of a fake fan of Michael Jackson, cause like I listened to Billie Jean, Thriller, or actually I listened to Billie Jean, Thriller, and Beat It more, and like yeah, they show me that more and Bad, which I was a little bit of a fake fan because I don't know too much about his '90s and early 2000s songs. Not really. I guess because mostly Michael Jackson did cuss in his '90s songs. I'll admit that, but you gotta admit it. The reason why he cussed is because of how hard times he had to go through. I believe I don't know how come he cussed in some of the songs in the '90s, but I don't. That doesn't mean I hate him. That doesn't mean that I loved him. Even though he cussed, I still loved his songs. I still love him, even though he had some cuss words. I still love him. And like, yeah, like, yeah, because when I first heard it, like a cuss word, like say "scream" song, I was like surprised when I heard that. I was like, what? I mean, I was younger. I mean, I wasn't younger, but I was like a little bit a while ago. That was my first time hearing. No, no, no. That was actually a year ago. A year ago, I found out the first time he cussed was a Scream song, which was an F word. F bomb. But that doesn't mean I don't like Michael Jackson. I loved him. I loved him at the bottom. I loved him much more as much as you loved him. And yeah, I know it's a little bit off topic. I'm sorry it was off topic, but yeah. So there you have it. That's how I became the Beatles fan. And yep, I hope you guys and girls enjoyed the video. I hope you guys and girls also had a great Thanksgiving day with your families and friends to hang out with. Cause mine was good too. I was thankful for, like I said, I just introduced like I said at the beginning that I was thankful for my families, my kids, and and even the singers that I missed and loved, like all the singers that I know and love. Oh, excuse me, I'm sorry. Oh, if I'm in a burger mood. Sorry, I drink soda. I can't believe I did that right before I did the video. Dang it. But hope you guys enjoyed the video. Like, comment, subscribe, share this video with your friends and family. Like, or sorry, I was about to say the same thing. Wow, I can't believe I was gonna say the same thing. I was gonna say like, comment, subscribe again. But my social media are in the description if you want to follow me there, and subscribe or bleh, God dang it, I'm messing up already. Tap the When you subscribe, tap the bell so you can go to that video immediately. Like you will be notified by that. There you go, much better, but much better outro. Oh, that was funny. But I was, and also I'm gonna actually want to change this outro. I actually want to change it. Not only I will say as always, I will see you in the next video, which I will say that. I will say that, but I'm also gonna create a quote from every other videos from now on. But I should have done this a long time ago. I mean, a long time ago, I wasn't a biggest fan of Michael Jackson, but like, here's my outro. What I'm gonna say. I'm gonna say, and I will see you in the. I was gonna say, as always, I will see you, or I was gonna say, I will see you in the next video, and also change the world, make it. I'm gonna say that from now on, because I got that. I kind of got that quote from a channel, History in the Mix. If you're not familiar with him, he does a JD. I love his channel. I respect him much, and I didn't do reaction videos of his, but I watch his videos off camera, and they're really fun to watch when either are not a Michael Jackson or the Beatles fans. But I respect him for what he done. I loved him. Yeah, but for now on, my outro is gonna be. I created this outro, by the way. I said I'm gonna be saying like after I say all my social media are in the description as always, and when you subscribe, tap the bell to go to the video immediately, so you will be notified to go there immediately. And I will see you in the next video. And also, change the world. Like that, That's what my outro is gonna be from now on. Since I'm such a big Michael Jackson fan, I wanted to create like a quote that he made when he was younger, and I wanted to create that outro for you guys to go so that you could be like, because I'm a Michael Jackson fan, why not make a quote from him doing it in the outros, make it like, nice. But yeah, as but like I said, I'm gonna end this video right now. Not really, I just not really too much changes going on for now. For now, um um, it's been a while since I've done a video before, but I don't know. Forget what I said, but I will see you in the next video, and also change the world. And yes, that's a Michael Jackson quote, by the way. I kind of messed it up. Let me do it one more time, but that's okay. That's okay. I will see you in the next video, and also change the world.